You know who it is, your boy Young Mall. Shout out to Sally Deadly Sins, aka More Than Hate for Tommy Sotomayor. I know you're a free jailbird, but I want you to remember what you went through. Oh yeah, this contains strong language, adult content, excuse me, fair use. You know why I always say, you know I got you covered.
I give him the grease. I tell him to put some on his finger, stick it in his ass, and you know what I'm saying, kind of like fuck himself to loosen himself up because I know he had never been penetrated before. It was his first time. Just an old penitentiary trick that I learned from some old convicts. If he screamed rape, you know what I'm saying, he had grease under his fingernail. So he greased his own self up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna basically lie and tell him I've been fucking him. He's been my boy. Hell, they gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'm gonna go to the extreme and get 4 or 5 other guys that lie and say I've been fucking him too, been taking care of. He's been my boy.
I said, what if I take this knife and stab it right through your face? I said, will you like that? So he's scared now when he see this knife. You know what I'm saying?
They had a knife to my eye and one in my throat right here, my jugular. And I'm telling you, I can just feel them, sticking me. And it's like if they put any pressure on, it's gonna cut me wide open,
I go to fucking him. You know what I'm saying? Slowly at first, you know what I'm saying? Try to loosen him up. It was tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was definitely a virgin. He's groaning and, you know what I'm saying, moaning and telling me how it hurts. So, I bag out a little bit. At this time, my dog, he at the door. You know what I'm saying? He's standing in front of the cell. So he's like, man, come on, man. Goddamn. Go on, hurry up, man. I want to get straight too. I said, well, come on. I get up off of him.
I'm in the middle of it now. I'm there, so I can't welch out now. You know what I'm saying? I got to go through with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like stuck there in here with him.
He greases himself up. He shows him no mercy. He fucks him for real. Since I had to tell him, hold up, man, slow down, chill out, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hurt him for real. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to go to the hospital, and you know what I'm saying? He's gonna automatically have to say what happened.
He have sex with him first. Then I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. I have sex with him. Then he have sex with him. And then that was the end of it.
So I didn't finish it first. You know what I'm saying? So I fuck him and I come off. I get my due. Next day, you know what I'm saying? He goes to SEG. In prison, that's lockup.
So I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, damn, we through. We done got us a rape case.
They was telling me bullshit about if you get in trouble, so we're gonna go up there and lie and say you brought it on yourself and shit like that. And I was believing them. They had me in a position where they had me spooked. You know what I mean? Because I was looking to make parole and everything, and I wasn't trying to get in no conflict.
I say, you got two choices. You can either be with me, or you can go pack your shit and go tell them folks to lock you up. You go back to lockup.
Reluctantly, Matt
I'm going to lock
agreed
up.
to
Holla.
become another one of Mark's boys.
Only thing I ask of you, don't try to make me be like a sissy, a girl inside a prison. We hook up, you know what I'm saying? Everything was lovey-dovey, you know what I'm saying? Relationship was gravy, all good. I transferred.
The warden had Mark shipped out of Limestone again. But everyone knew Matt had been turned out. The other men all wanted their shot.
And he got this other dude, you know what I'm saying? He wound up having sex with him. He was doing so bad. So he wound up selling to another dude, and that dude wound up selling to another dude. And all this, what he was going through, was a result, because nobody messed with him. He's a blood.
He just went crazy. He just went to sleeping with different guys. I mean, just tossing their ass up. You know what I'm saying? Letting everybody fuck.
It was just something that happened in the penitentiary that I left in the penitentiary. I mean, even the girl I got now, she the fucking fox. I can't lose her about some humbug shit, I mean, if I can keep it from my family I done 4.5 years, and then now I'm out 6 months, and they still don't have any idea. I don't think it'll be a problem. And they ask me questions all the time. How was college like and shit? I guess the penitentiary made me a real good liar.
If he stayed gone for 5-6 years or whatever, if he ever come back to prison and there's someone in prison that remember him from then, he will always be a boy.
Is that true, Stelly Deli Sands? More than hate for Tommy Sotomayor?
What size you wear? 36-32? 36-32, please.
Hell no, you gotta lock me up. Fuck all that. I'm going to that isolation. You got me fucked up.
Robbie Craig filed a suit against the state of Florida.
I said I'd like to be interstate compacted closer to my family. I wasn't interested in any money. I want out of the state of Florida.
He settled for a transfer to the Iowa State Penitentiary system. A chance to leave his past behind.
You ready to go, dog? Yep. There's a boy that's here that's 18 years old. They call him the Kid. And the Kid I've seen a few different times in the wrong crowd. I extracted the Kid from that crowd, done what they call taking him under my wing. If he needs something, but see, I'm not a daddy. I'm doing this from my heart. I'm doing this for him because I know that somebody's going to try him.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I think Sergeant Anderson, he believed that my respect for authority was so intense and so obvious that he could use his authority to get me to do things.
He came to us, as you saw in the records from Florida. He has been on medications prior to.
But when Lockup visited Kentucky State Penitentiary, we met Fleece Johnson, a longtime inmate who practices a very different kind of homosexuality.
Well, you have sexual desires, right? I mean, you have a bunch of men locked up. All of them get hard.
Hell no.
All of them gets horny. All of them have sexual desires, right? So what they gonna do? You won't let them have a woman, so they gonna have, somebody's gonna give up some booty. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Now, the most memorable story we had coming from Fleece Johnson was about the importance that he says that booty has inside of this here prison. And that boy just kept going on and on and on about that booty. So, Fleece, just how important was booty? In this prison, booty. Booty was more important than food.
Dang.
Booty. A man's butt.
78%, is that true?
I'm serious. Was more important than water. That boy just kept going on. Was more important than Beyonce to Destiny's Child. And on. Was more important than Michael Jackson is to Chris Brown. And on about that booty. Is more important than kissing a man in the mouth is to Lil Wayne.
Damn.
I see you, Weezy. I want you.
What?
And I like you. So, Mr. Johnson, what about your family? Did they hold any importance to your day-to-day life? All I wanted was man butt, Mr. Hale, and excuse me. So I see they provide the prisoners with good bottles of sweet tea. I heard it's pretty good down there in the kitchen. So things can't really be that bad in here, right? Oh no, Mr. Hale, that's booty juice. Excuse me, son. Did you just say that's booty juice? Yes, sir. Well, booty juice is when you're in the shower with another man. What you do is you take a cup and you place it under the crack of his booty. So that way, once the soap suds, sometimes I like them to use pina colada bathing gel. So that way, it gives me a hint of coconut in the booty juice. You let the water collect into the cup. And then what you do is you add a half a teaspoon of sugar, a half a spoon of grape jelly, and then at the end you get some toilet liquor, and you add about 4 or 5 shots just for an extra kick. But depending on how many times he has washed his booty will depend on how flavorful the booty juice really is.
So this is your creation?
Yes, I am the founder and CEO of Booty Juice Incorporated. Johnson went on to tell our crew how he used to satisfy his sexual desires, especially during the 70s and the sexy hot 80s, when he was most active and prison security was more lax. See, they have this new style, right? Well, they like to sag their pants below their heat. Oh, excuse me, I mean, they booty. Thinking about these saggy pants reminds me of this one time I was walking into the shower, and that's when I saw Chris. The water was glistening off the back of his as he reached over to grab that soap. I rushed over to him and I said, Chris. I licked him on the ear. And I said, Chris, I want you. And of course he said yes. So I pulled my out and I stuck it in his. And then as I was sitting there pumping him in his, I said, Mr. Jones. Sorry. But we were talking about sagging pants. But like I said, to us, it's sexy, right? And I think when these prisoners came up in here, they weren't prepared for it. So I'm just going to let you know, if you sag your pants in here, somebody's going to be up in your butt. And it's just that simple.
Johnson knew let the lockup crew know that when he was in his prime, they wouldn't be safe from his advances either.
See, when I was back in my prime, I probably would have felt one of y'all's butts as y'all walked by and dared y'all to say something. Speaking of saying something, I like that little T.I. looking fella back there in the back. Yeah, we like you little light-skinned fellas up in here because you want me to tell you why? We make y'all get loose. That's right, call me the king. You know, you can have whatever you like. Call me the rubber band man. Boy, that's right. But that's how we do it up in here. What you know about that? You know, that's how it is up in prison there. So speaking of, man, hey man, let me get some of that man butt. Let me get some of that butt. I mean, there's no shame in my game.
That's funny.
With some red shoestrings. I ain't got nothing on but these tennis shoes and my undershort. I give him the grease. And I tell him to put some on his finger. Stick it in his ass and you know what I'm saying, kind of like fuck himself to loosen himself up, because I know he had never been penetrated before. It was his first time. Just an old penitentiary trick that I learned from some old convicts. If he screamed rape, you know what I'm saying, he had grease on his fingernail, so he greased his own self up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this one here's for all my dogs locked down in the pen. My cousin Snoop, Big Mane, Bruce Peterson, Strawberry, Sam Wu, Lil Meech. What y'all got about y'all or something? Gorilla Records is in full of business. It's going down for the new millennium, baby. Y'all better tell them boys in there who I am, man. You know me.
There are 2 million Americans behind bars. 1 in 5 will be sexually assaulted while incarcerated. The victims tend to be newcomers, non-violent drug users who have doubled the prison population over the past 10 years. In prison, if you're turned out, you've been sodomized, tossed to the vultures, marked as a punk, forced into enslavement, or made a prison wife. You can be turned out through brute force, or they get you with threats and their con games. In the South, roughly 85% of the prison population is black, 15% white. Most of the victims tend to be white. Mindy started as a prison boy.
The game is in the penitentiary set of rules dealing with homosexual activity. You know, you got what you call boys and sissies. Then you got your man.
Your man, the penitentiary daddy, the sissy, the reigning queens, the boys, punks, turnout errand runners.
I was looked at to be turned out, you know, what they call fresh meat. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been told that I'd be on TV, you know. My folks would see me on TV, dead, you know, murdered in Limestone Penitentiary.
Limestone is the largest lockup in the nation's poorest prison system.
Hard times and only nights I spent. Taking penitentiary chances trying to get up the rent. Our relationship like drugs, better be smart, don't start.
98% of the inmate population is dirt poor. So there's no such thing as pleasures in prison. Sure, I might be able to eat me a hamburger once a week if I know the right people. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to sleeping up under air conditioning. That's nothing compared to watching the NBA Finals on a widescreen TV. This is a world within a world. You got everything under the sun here. You got homosexuality, run rampant. You got gambling. You got gangs. You got everything.
G now is my name. I'm tipping hoes in my game. My place got more than Alabama. Is the state that I claim. Where the niggas back here.
Junk food and toiletries from the commissary serve as legal tender in prison. Cash money is illegal, and any item not purchased from the prison store is contraband. So bags of instant coffee and candy are the money in the underground economy.
They make a deal misdemeanor. I ran out of cash since I helium in my bank account steadily rising.
The old rules that govern exactly how business is transacted in the penitentiary are as precise as NASDAQ.
The hustling part is because people don't have any money. This is how the game works. No, I ain't got no means of money. I got a box full of candy back there. Cookies, Zuzus, and Wham-Whams is what they call it. I'm going to loan it to another inmate. I'll let you get a pack of cookies for 2 packs back next week. If a man borrows too much stuff, it gets too far in debt. Either you fight for it and let him know I'm not going to pay you, so me and you just going to have to whoop each other's ass and we're going to go to lockup, or we're going to go back here and fuck, just ever how you want to do it. That's the way it works. He might have borrowed 10 suits and ended up fucking out his ass the rest of his life while he's here on account of 10 suits. Got him that way. Because 10 suits, if you can't pay it this week, it's going to cost you 20 suits next week. And the week after that, it's going to be 40 suits. So sooner or later, the man's going to step to you and tell you, hey, I'm tired of your shit.
Mindy was preyed upon by convicts who used the boo game. The boo game consists of terror tactics and loan sharking to turn a guy out.
One of the first things they're going to throw up is the stuff they've given you. You know, you owe them for that. And then they kind of put the boo down with it, the boo game. And to where you owe them that plus interest, you know. They try to get you in a bind.
Race, gang membership, smarts, black market profits all determine who's on top. Mark Moore, serving 20 for a gang shooting, was feared and respected at Limestone Correctional. Mark would become Mindy's man.
Mindy, that's his nickname. I gave him that nickname all. And he was my baby. I was comfortable with it. In prison, your boys or your sisters, that's like your wife or your woman on the street. On the streets, bring money or get you whatever. In prison, the more coffee you have, the more cigarettes and bullshit you have, it gets you what you want.
Gorilla Records is in full of business. It's going down for the new millennium, baby. Y'all better tell them boys in there who I am, man. man. You know me, you don't.
Mark was notorious. He thrived in Limestone's Wild West atmosphere.
Back in the day, I'm getting drunk and shit. Fighting niggas and let them know I was no punk and shit. You know me. I put the stove on niggas, I load on niggas. Cannons and Jaguars, getting rolled on niggas. You know me. I got more candy on my ride and reaches pieces. Iceberg with creases, the master ice on master ice on me. I told this freak I got a buffet at my sweet. She said, for real? I promise all the beats you can eat. You know me. My enemies, my family gonna get paid. Bread and water ain't enough. We want some bacon and eggs. You know me. I put a hit out of my friend by my ears. If it come back reincarnated, I'ma kill him again. You know me.
As far as me being ashamed or having a complex about it, I don't. Because I'm a strong believer, if you got to be ashamed of something that you do, you shouldn't do it.
This society away from society mirrors the actual society out there. We have religion, we have schools, we have drugs, we have sex, we have all types of vices. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to work in a prison that didn't have some vices in it. And sometimes those things keep them busy. They keep them out of our hair. Now, there again, I don't condone it. And if we catch them, we'll punish them. But I know it goes on, and it probably does have some element of helping us keep control.
The more shit, like coffee and cigarettes, things like of that nature that I got, the more I want it. The more boys that I picked up, the more I wanted. It was like it became a challenge to see a pretty little young boy come in and everybody shooting at him, everybody trying to get him, everybody trying to pull him in. So it became a challenge. It made my dick hard to chase him, to see if I could get him before anyone else.
I met Mark on the Chain Gang. I would say it was in 98. I wouldn't talk to him for the first couple of days because I was too scared. But then after that, I kind of loosened up a little bit and I got high with him. He was running a store, and I had a person I was looking out for as far as loaning him stuff. So I'd go to Mark and get stuff and then loan it out for a money order or whatever, and just pay Mark off. So that's how we got acquainted, was just through business.
He came to me, Mindy came to me and requested to be with me, you know what I'm saying? Which was rather strange because this was like the first guy that ever pulled up on me and said, hey man, can I be with you? So it was rather shocking.
So we ended up doing a business transaction on some money, and he asked me if I would do something for him. I told him yeah. Of course, at the time I said that, I didn't have that in mind, but that's what it ended up being. So,
Shout out to More Than Hate for Tommy Sotomayor. We saw the days in life, prison life,